amazing things happened to me just a few weeks ago. And that was, I was sitting in the masjid speaking with some people after the Jum'ah prayer. And an individual approaches me and he hands me a card, an invitation. And I look at the invitation and it's a wedding, mashallah. And as you know, when people get married, everyone gets very excited. They get the cards printed with the date on it so that they let you know what date you can come to the wedding. So I looked at the card and I looked at the date, and I instantly knew when I saw the date for the wedding that I was not available to attend. So I looked at the brother and I thanked him. I said, thank you for taking the time and generously inviting me to celebrate with your family, but I won't be able to make it. And he had the most strange look on his face when I said this. He said, how do you know you're scheduled that far in advance? I said, well, I looked back down at the card and I saw that the date was very soon. I said, this isn't too far. This is in June. I mean, I know my schedule. I'm not like, I'm not that bad, but, I know my schedule a few weeks in advance. And he said, no. Look at the year. And the wedding was scheduled for June of 2018. And he was handing me an invitation for the wedding of his child over a year in advance. And subhanAllah, the first thing that I thought of was how excited must a person be to think and plan. And if you've ever been part of a wedding plan, it takes up a big majority of your energy and your resources and your time. And this person has started the process of planning their wedding over a year in advance. And I thought to myself that this reminds me of a beautiful characteristic that the Sahaba had. Not for weddings, but for Ramadan. That when you think of the month of Ramadan, a lot of us, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to see Ramadan. We look at our calendars, we look at our watches, and we fail to realize sometimes until it's too late that Ramadan is approaching very quickly. That the first night of Taraweeh will be 2 weeks from today, inshallah ta'ala. If the calendar suggests it. And we think to ourselves, man, it feels like we just did Eid. It feels like Ramadan just ended. I can't believe another year of Taraweeh, another year of Iftar, another year of Dua, another year of Quran. And when we look at the culture of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, as interesting as excited as this brother was for the wedding of his child, the Sahaba had a very similar outlook with their month of Ramadan. The narrations tell us that after the month of Ramadan finished, the companions would pray as a part of their daily supplication, their daily dua. They would pray to Allah, "Oh Allah, accept from us our Ramadan," for 6 months. They would be so concerned that their Ramadan was not accepted that they would actually spend the next 6 months, 180 days, asking Allah, "Oh Allah, accept our Ramadan." And this culture of asking Allah to accept is from the prophetic culture. Allahumma taqabbal minna. That when we ask Allah to accept, and you know what that acceptance or that asking, you know what it represents? It represents a state of humility. That the person realizes that Allah has the ability, if He so chooses, and if He looks at the work that we've done, to not accept it. One of my teachers in school, she used to say, if your paper has any mark in it, any crease, any wrinkle, anything, I'm not going to take it. And we would say, why? All the work is done. She says, because when you fold your paper, when you roll your paper, it's a sign that you don't care about your work. You treat it well if you care about it. So the companions would pray to Allah to accept. Why? Because they cared about their month. It wasn't just an assumption, oh, Allah will accept it. Look at what I've done for Allah. 30 days of fasting, 30 days of praying. Wow, I'm a special person. No, they had this sense of humility.